So this afternoon gets really, really good. You know, my format here is every afternoon I'm connecting with friends, entrepreneurs, partners, celebrities. My guest today is all of those, and we're having an ice cream party. No bull. You know me, I am a no bull kind of guy. This is the president and CEO of San Bernardo Ice Cream. Please welcome Jonathan Tammara to tell us something good. And while you talk, I'm going to eat my strawberry frappe.
Looks like you got a little bit of a head start before we hit live there. Thanks for having me on,
Woo!
Steve. You can't be trusted around these things.
I
Thanks,
cannot be.
thanks for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity. I know you and I have been working together for a couple of months. We've been talking about trying to connect, and some of the people we know in common have said that you and I need to start doing some content together, and let's see what happens. So I'm here, my man. Let's bring it.
I'm so excited about this new product. The first thing when I met you, you told me you had a vegan ice cream. Went to my head was like, vegan ice cream. Nah, oh, you got to try it. I tried it, and it tastes really, really good, which validated for me the name No Bull. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the company, about how you got started, how you came to this, and how all of the all the good stuff.
So we started about 50 years ago. My dad was an Italian ice manufacturer out of Philadelphia, and they were the first ones up there that put the little Italian cups in the push carts on the corners. And he used to tell me the stories about how the guys would run down. That's a nice fudge. You got a good swirl in that one. Look at that.
Yeah, brother. Woo!
But so the guys used to run down the street corner after him, going, "Hey kid, this is my corner. Get out of here." The hot dog guy that had been there for 50 years. And then they decided it was a little too cold up there. They came down to Florida. They put their equipment in the back of an ice cream manufacturer's warehouse. And like 2 weeks after he put it in, the guy was like, I'm going out of business. And my dad was like, really? So we ended up buying the assets of the company, and that's how we rolled into the ice cream business. And that was 1971, before I was even born. Fast forward to where we are today. I mean, the company's had 1,000 lives. We are the world's largest ice cream supplier to the cruise lines, which to me,
good timing, my friend.
It's a great company factoid to have when you're talking to people either personally and socially or in a business meeting, except for except for this month.
You know what? I mean, so and first of all, I've so enjoyed working with you and with your dad. You're so real and pragmatic. You understand that businesses cycle, and while not the greatest time to launch a new ice cream, there's still some fun going on there.
Sorry, you caught me in a mouth. It is. And the thing that was hard for me, and one of the reasons I'm so excited to be here now in May, and part of the reasons that I had said, give me a couple weeks before we do this, is the honest answer is Valentine's Day to Easter, I didn't have as much to tell you that was good. It was hard.
Yeah.
Our biggest areas are colleges, casinos, cruise line. We're big in New York, New Jersey. We're big in Southern California. So in a lot of ways, the way that this thing just panned out, we were the perfect COVID-19 small business punching bag, right? It just put a bullseye on us. And you know me.
Being from Philadelphia, you know how to take punches and get up. Come on.
So when we first met and we talked about things, and I said to you, and we talked about like mottos and mantras. Hold on, let me see your peanut butter. What you got there?
Oh my God! So
did you pick out the swirl? Because my swirl is plentiful, and yours looks like you have strategically eaten it out as you've made your way down.
So I continue to turn the carton upside down to get.
You are picking it out.
It is unbelievable. It is. So it's my favorite. Our friend John Sally, who is Mr. Vegan, he's like, Noodle man, you hit it right, man. You hit a good one. So
That's great. Yeah. When I first spoke to John, one of the first words he said to me was, he said, I got to tell you two things. He said, one, you nailed it, the consistency and everything. He said, two, I didn't expect to like mint. He said, but I got to tell you, I loved it. And when you can get someone
That swirl in the mint, man.
when you can get someone to eat a flavor that's outside their wheelhouse and be like, you know what, I enjoyed that. That's how you know you've gotten things right. And like when you said how you ate it, and you're like, it feels and tastes like ice cream. We've been making ice cream for 50 years. We shouldn't have had to make ice cream. We just transposed a couple of ingredients over. That's what you should get. So the first couple months were hard, and we talked about, mottos, mantras, outlooks on life, and my answer to half of the questions was do the right thing. Right? Remember we talked about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you always kind of want to do the right thing. And so to me, my two focuses were I got to make sure I have a company when this comes out of the flames. But more importantly, is I want to make sure that every person that works for me never goes home and said, God, am I going to lose my house? How am I going to feed my family? Because I knew if that was my overriding goal, 2, 3, and 4 would work itself out.
One of the things that attracted me to join the group was your philanthropic nature. And, I'm involved in United Way.
Absolutely.
Kathleen Cannon and stuff like that. And so when you were telling me about the business, and this was pre-COVID, you were all about using This is a legitimate ice cream party. We are legitimate.
Oh, totally. You and your girly little spoons, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have an ice cream scoop. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I have an ice cream scoop for each flavor that I'm going. So while you have your sad little spoon, I am fancying my way up all the way through to my ginormous, customized Eat No Bowl scoop, which barely fits in my mouth.
And that one is so when I get the 3-gallon tub, I can eat out of that, correct?
Completely.
Because I've ordered that.
Completely.
So, ice cream is one of those things that brings people together.
It does.
I know you use your trucks to deliver foods and supplies pre-COVID. You've shifted some of your resources to get people masks and to get people, all different kind of resources and supplies.
We did.
Look at that.
We did. We did, because when I was going through this, in the very beginning, I wasn't even seeing my family for that first month. I was here 6 or 7 days a week, 16, 18, 20 hours a day, and I still am a couple. I was here till almost midnight last night, because that's what you got to do to get through these things. Because there's two kinds of people that are doing this. There's people that say, okay, what do I need to do to figure this out? And there's people that are sitting at home waiting for things to get figured out. I can't be that second person. I'm not wired that way.
And believe it or not, I mean, that was very inspiring to me. When this happened, you were like, okay, it should be my most exciting. April should be my most exciting month, which you can share why. It's not, but I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to shift. Tell people, if you would, why April was such an exciting month for Snowball.
So we launched Snowball in pints the very beginning of this year. We're in every Whole Foods in the state of Florida. They started the rollout on April 6th, and they have chocolate, and they have mint, and they have vanilla, and they have the salted caramel, and it's doing great. And in my head, right, you do this, and when my kids were little, and I'd take them to Publix or Whole Foods or Costco, whatever, you have them in the little front of the shopping cart, and my daughter would always be like, let's go to the ice cream aisle. And my son, it would kill me. Are we here? Are you here? Where's daddy's stuff? I'm like, not yet, baby. Not yet, baby. And now in my head, the way that this played out was always that I'm going to walk in with my kids. They're 10 and 15 now, 11 and 15 now. My son just had a birthday last week. Sorry, Brandon. Strike 2. That I'm going to walk in there with them, and I'm finally going to open that freezer door and be like, there is daddy's stuff. And this thing took that moment from me.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So I brought it home, and I'll see if I can quickly find it on my phone without sort of, distracted. But so I brought them home that first day I went in, and I took some pictures with the kids, and I recreated the moment as best I could in my house and no, I can't find them that fast. I'm sorry. And I recreated the moment in my house, and it was nice. My kids were, they had 2 spoons, probably scoops, actually, knowing my kids, and they were eating out of the chocolate from both sides. And I took pictures of them eating the pint together, and it was great. Well, I'm a big fan of the apple pie.
You know what? Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Am I showing it right? I'm
Now you
doing
are.
apple pie right now.
The chocolate's melted. The chocolate has melted like just right here. I don't know if you can see. I've got it gooey. Oh, it's so good.
So one of
So
the things that was fascinating when we got working here, and you have to speak to it, is the world is moving towards taking care of themselves. There's people who cannot eat dairy, and the number one place that they felt that pain was in dessert. It was like
absolutely.
got left off. You saw what happened with Impossible and Beyond with the meats; they took off, but the dessert part. And so for me, Michelle is intolerant, whatever it's called. So for her, when I said, "Hey, babe, I'm going to get involved with an ice cream that I actually tasted good," like for me, some of the vegan foods, and I tease John. We go out all the time, and before this mess, and we would go somewhere, and I go, "Listen, dude, that doesn't really taste like chicken parmesan." Come on, man. It's like so. But this
But
was
to be
like
fair, I've gone to places that have told me it's real chicken, and I've been like, so
that's
let's not just slam the plant based world. But yeah, no, like I had a jackfruit based pulled pork at a food show, and I kid you not, it took me an hour to get the taste off my tongue. Like I literally took a spoon of hot sauce just to deaden whatever that flavor was because I couldn't get rid of it. It wasn't for me. But so we looked at it and we said, we're dairy guys. We've been doing this for 50 years. We know what ice cream should look like. We know what ice cream should taste like. We know what it should feel like in your mouth, how you should enjoy it. Let's see if we can recreate that because sometimes certain foods, especially ice cream, it's an experience. It's not just about putting a spoon of ketchup in your mouth and saying, this tastes like brand A or it tastes like brand B. Ice cream's an experience. And we think we nailed it. When you put it in your mouth, the texture, the creaminess, the whole thing, we think our motto is no bull. We just taste better.
which when I first met you, we started to do a little bit of work together, and I legitimately validated it for me because it does taste good. And I know I'm in marketing and you always want to, toe the company line and all. The only reason, and the only reason why I got involved was, like I said, the world needs to know about a vegan ice cream that tastes good. So one of the good things about this show is the exposure we get. I want people to know that even if they're not in Florida, there is delivery, right?
There is.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how they can get the ice cream, how they can try it?
So we make 8 flavors. Whole Foods took 4. We're excited, and I would love for them to take more. But in the interim, if you want peanut butter or you want blueberry pie, which neither of us have today, oh, you do have it. One of my favorites.
Well, my son Jake, that's
true.
Many did I get delivered?
That is true. You do. I get emails and texts that is basically like almost like a 911 call. It's like we need emergency blueberry stat. And I write you back and I'm like, I think you have a problem, and you copy your son in and you're like, I think he's referring to you, and he's like, I don't see any problem with this.
Things like that. I've never tasted anything like it. And it was like, that. And I said to him, did you know that it's vegan? He goes, that blows my mind. He goes, my expectation wasn't there. So tell us how they can.
So we weren't planning on going online this fast and this early, but things in life happen, and we ended up launching eatnobull.com, and we went live with it. And a big part of that was obviously, as a brand, you want to get stuff out there. But in so many of the decisions that we make as a company, and it goes back to the same three words, do what's right. There are people now who can't leave their house, who either by choice and lifestyle or by, medical necessity and limitations can't enjoy regular ice cream. And maybe those products are limited in their store. Maybe they can't get there, whatever it is. So we went live. We put together a half a dozen just mixed packages, and we'll deliver 8 flavors anywhere in the country for $60. And for anyone who's done anything with shipping, FedEx, dry ice, styrofoam cooler, we're not making a ton of money. Like we're not in it to do that for this part. We want to get the product out there. But again, if you're locked in your house, we sell a product that brings people joy. And for 2 months, we've had chaos, confusion, depression, sadness. I mean, my Facebook feed is almost like a want ad for opening a therapy practice because people are having hard times dealing with some of this stuff, and rightly so. Like, everybody deals with things in life differently, and this is hard for people. So if we have a product that brings joy, and for $60, I can send you a box of something, and now grandma can smile, or your kids will get happy, or whatever it is. We thought it was the right time for us to do that, even though it wasn't originally in our phase 1 strategy.
And we talked long and hard about that. That's one of the reasons why I love being involved with you and with your dad and with the whole team there, because legitimately people had to shift their strategy to delivery. And the first time I posted anything on social media about it, people were like, where can I buy it? What can I do?
You were all over me. You were.
I realized I set a storm. Like, wow, there's so many people who have issues with it, can't eat regular ice cream, that, to your point, I think at times like this, you do what you got to do. I'm excited to be part of the company. I'm excited to be part of you, the way you think, the way you act, the way you've done stuff with all of the charities, the way you shifted gears and said, hey, listen, we have resources that can make hand sanitizer. We have people who can make, face masks, and you did it legitimately for your drivers first.
Correct. One of the reasons I was here so many hours and so many days in that beginning was I'm sending my guy. I mean, we may have lost 2/3 of our business in that first round, but I'm sending my guys into the ports, prisons, assisted living, nursing homes, hospitals. They need masks, gloves, sanitizer every step of the way. And I got so angry at how hard it was. And then I finally found someone who sold me some 1-gallon sanitizer. It was $70 a gallon. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. So I bought 3 gallons plus shipping. And then I had to get those little plastic bottles that we could fill them in for everybody. So by the time you're done, I'm over $200 just in sanitizer. You and I could have had nice dinner, a bottle of bourbon, and wash it down with a couple of pints of Snowball. Like, there are better things to do with that. And I said, nobody should have to work this hard to take care of their employees or their family or anything like that. So when we brought the stuff in, the first thing we did, Stacy, the young lady who works for me that introduced us, Stacy Schrager, I said, Stacy, we need to call the cities, the towns, the police. She got on the mayor's list. We contacted them all. Some of them didn't need it. That's great. If you don't need it, I'm okay with that. But if you need masks, you need sanitizer, whatever it is for your business, for the police, like, I'm not calling Wawa and 7-Eleven. Everybody and their grandmother is calling traditional retail, but nobody was calling businesses like mine.
Who need it as much as,
more. I'm sending my guys into a combat zone to deliver food.
It's so incredible what this has done, but it proves that the entrepreneurial spirit lives on. If you're a good guy, good things happen.
I appreciate that.
We will supply all the information to buy the ice cream if people want to. Trust me, in my mind, I want you to reach out to me and tell me that it doesn't taste good, because I know you'd be telling me a story. So thank you for sharing something really, really good with us today.
Well, I got 2 more things you don't even know about.
Good. Let's roll. Go.
The product is officially certified vegan. So Snowball is now not just a vegan claim, but we are now certified by an entity as a vegan product. And we got the final paperwork in. It's 100% non-GMO. We submitted the papers for certification. So I don't have the certificate yet, but it is in the works that it's no longer to be, made with non-GMO ingredients. It's going to be non-GMO project certified.
Listen, man, you're a good dude.
I appreciate that.
Good dudes. It's okay that you're a guy. I'll let you off the hook there.
I'm a Tar Heel, actually. I grew up down here. I'm a Cane by birth, but I'm a Tar Heel by choice.
Do you know Sunrise Biscuits?
Oh, sorry. They had a fire a couple of maybe a year or so ago, and now we're in a whole different direction. Sunrise Chicken and Biscuits is one of my favorite places up there. When I go up there, there are two places. Money. Linda's Cheese Fries on Franklin Street. You ever have Linda's Loaded Cheese Fries?
Oh, I did not. Look at you, man.
Okay, so we're going to break vegan protocol here with this whole conversation. Linda's Loaded Cheese Fries are these well-done mountain of crinkle fries covered with cheese, little pieces of bacon, cut up scallions, and their green onions, and then their homemade ranch. That one night with a couple of pitchers of beer is a must. I went with I took my son up for the North Carolina game over in September, back when we were allowed to go to football games. So me, my son, and my wife go up there. Neither of them have ever had Linda's cheese fries. So we get the cheese fries as an appetizer. I leave it down there. I go up to get the food. I come back. Two of them polished off the fries while I was gone.
Nice.
I'm like, what the hell? So that and Sunrise Chicken and Biscuit.
I got to get you with my friend Ben Sterner. Ben did yesterday's show. So I'll connect you with him. He's the CEO of the Leverage Agency. He grew up in Chapel Hill, went to school there, and he's the one who told me about Sunrise Biscuits. So here's what I'm doing. I'm ordering from Sunrise Biscuits. They'll deliver. I'm ordering more ice cream.
Sunrise, wait. You can't gloss over that like it's Sunrise delivers? Sunrise
delivers. Just like you, everybody's pivoting. They deliver. It's obscene how much money it is.
That is.
Because everybody
for once, it's worth it. Sorry, continue.
So I'm putting it out there that everybody should have their own ice cream party. Call with the reviews.
Snowball.com. I got one more for you though. Ready, Steve?
Yep.
You up for a challenge?
Sure.
July 17th, give or take, whatever that Sunday is, National Ice Cream Day. You know how Nathan's does hot dogs? We're doing pints. But here's the challenge.
I can eat a pint, no problem.
Faster than me?
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's right. So here's the game. You're going to pick a person. You're going to add them to our challenge. But that person you pick has to add someone else to the challenge or they're not in it. By the time we're done, we'll get 8 or 10 people, and we will see if any of you people can eat a pint faster than the guy who made it. You up for it?
What's the payoff? If I do, what's the payoff?
We'll send an ice cream package to the winner's house.
You're awesome, man. Thank you for coming.
You up for that? You in?
Good. I'm in. Totally.
All right.
Always. I'm going to knock these off now. So.
Oh man, really? Well, how much did you eat though? Well, you started though, so that's cheating. That's cheating.
I'm all in, man. I love it. We got to roll. Stay on the ball, my friend.
Thanks for having me, Steve. We will definitely do this again.
You got it.
Thanks, man.